something that Rema wanted to share today with all of you, and I'll try to say not much but little, but that will make a lot of sense as to what we are here today to do. Rema wanted that I speak a few words about one of the holiest sages, saintess that I met in my life, whom I used to call as Holy Mother from Agartala. Agartala is a tiny little city in the northeast corner of India, and she belonged to that small town, and she was one of the most advanced, highly evolved, true devotee of the Divine Mother. When I was thinking of her today, what I felt is this. I would like to share that with you. You know, our biological mother gives birth to our biological body. Our biological mother gives birth to our biological body with which we live in this world and pursue whatever course of actions we are born to achieve. But this biological mother remains the biological mother for the rest of our life. For most in the world, 99.99% of the total mothers, if we see, and I have always experienced in my life, mother's love for the child is unique when it comes to human relationship. And I dwell on this. How come mother is so unique as a relationship? And the only answer that came to my heart till this day is this. She's the only one who took the seed from her husband, obviously the father of the child, who took the seed from her husband, who happens to be the future father of the child, and then she fertilized that seed in her womb, and then for 9 long months or 10 months, each moment, every second, we may just so easily say 9 months, but it is not. It is easier said. It's not a small period of time. And she goes through experiences which only mothers know. No other would ever be able to dream about it, think about it, feel about it. So mother then nurtures that particular seed into a fertilized, the would-be born child. And during this long time, it's a breath which the child breathes. It's a food the child eats. It's every thought of the mother, every emotion of the mother, everything of the mother ultimately goes in building that or creating that unique creation of a child, of a baby that's going to be born. And when she is or he is born, then already there is an umbilical cord, and that is cut. Before that, there is the tie. But even if the umbilical cord is cut, the child may be at any distance, at any part of the world, but somewhere there is a silken thread between the mother and the child, and the mother always is concerned, is always thinking about the child and the child's welfare. This is mother. In this case of our, I'll say my Agartala Ma, the biological mother also became the spiritual mother of the child. This is the uniqueness that I am trying to strike. Normally the biological mother gives birth to the child, but then a time comes for the child to grow on his or her own until such time the previous births, good sanskaras, practices done in the previous incarnation, when all of them ripen up in this physical manifestation to come to a particular point of time when suddenly from inside the whispers of the soul is possibly heard through conscience. Viveka, as it is called in our Hindu Shastra, the Viveka is the conscience inside of us, and that conscience is the voice of our soul in a state of awareness. And then if anybody for that matter can get that voice and can listen to it, then obviously the pull come toward what? To know what is the reality of this universe. Everything is changing. Nothing seems to remain the same. However much I have tried, I couldn't sustain my happiness, nor could I see that my miseries were forever. Everything came and went. So this is a situation when they come to realize this impermanence as the nature of the universe, then they possibly, because of their previous births, good job done, they remember suddenly all the good sanskaras and start to once again walk the path of the spirit to realize the higher reality, the truth behind these so-called appearances on the surface, which is all in duality and multiplicity. So the search for the unity in diversity begins for a soul, and at that time, to take this particular journey forward, one person appears. This is the divine design. One person appears, female or male, whatever, but that person is the teacher. In our Indian Shastras, we call him or her as Guru. And once that teacher comes in your life, then suddenly you start to feel that hitherto you have been traveling, but at the same time you didn't have the compass in your hand. Here the teacher comes to make you see the compass for the first time, to see the goal of your life, because then he shows you the north. The needle showing the north is being shown not by your biological mother, but by your spiritual mother, and that spiritual mother may be a male or a female, irrespective of the gender. The spiritual mother gives birth to your spiritual self, the higher self, that is already embedded in you from the moment you were born as a human, and you have come with all the potentialities and possibilities. Because you are born human, you are potentially divine. You are a seed of divinity. You are a seed God. Know it or not is immaterial. But the very fact that you are born a human, you are carrying, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, with awareness or unawareness, you are a seed God, not a God. This subtle difference has to be kept very close to our heart. We are not gods. We are not gods. Then what are we? We are seed gods. All potentials of godhood is hidden in the very subconscious part of our mind, waiting to manifest. That being the case, the seed God never seems to be happy with all the external things that are offered to us or is achieved during our lifetime. And that's the reason you will find every human soul is so restless. They achieve so much, they attain so much, they accomplish so much, yet they never seems to be contented and happy inside. But I was trying to share with you that in Ma Agartala's case, I found one unique manifestation of the divine design, where her biological mother and the spiritual mother became one, because one fine morning, this little girl, she comes to her mother, who was a great worshipper herself. She was Mother Kali's devotee, and she came and asked, "Ma, can I have the vision of the divine Mother Kali with my own eyes? Can I see her ever?" Agartala's mother looked at the child and said, with all love, but with complete assurance, yes, my child, you can see the Divine Mother Kali with these eyes of yours. But then, how do I do that, mother? I don't see her anywhere. Then the mother said to the child, yes, you can see her, provided you do a little sadhana for it. The child said, what sadhana do you expect me to do? The mother said, then from now on, I see that you sing very well. She was hardly 5 or 6 or 7 at that time. I see that you at times, you are humming some songs. Now from now on, take this, your singing talent, very same thing now. You channel that into the Divine Mother. Now from now on, you are only going to sing to the Mother Kali and nobody else. Every time you will sing with so much devotion and so much love and so much passion to have a darshan that you should come to a point where you'll start to cry for Mother. When you feel that you are crying for Mother, then at that time, you do one thing, you keep a small tiny little bowl in your hand, and every time the drops of tears come down your cheeks, collect it into that small bowl. And when you are done with your song, when you are done with this collecting a little bit of water of your eyes, then now you are ready to worship the Mother Kali. How do you do it? You just take the picture of Mother Kali and put those tears of your eyes into her lotus feet and wash her feet every day. And when you are washing her feet with your tears of love, devotion and surrender, tell Mother, when are you going to come to me? When are you going to come to me? When can I see you? I'm longing to see you. This is spiritual mother's role, which the biological mother played, which is a rare occurrence in the history of the spiritual world. And this little girl took every word of the mother into her heart. And from that very day, she started singing and singing and singing and crying and weeping and calling Mother's attention at any cost to come and appear before her. Then finally, a day came when Mother Kali appeared to her. And not once. In her day-to-day tiny little task that she would do, Kali would come in the form of another teenage girl to assist her. Maybe she has gone to collect flowers for the puja or the worship. And a girl comes running, and then she assists plucking the flowers or collecting the flowers from the ground and then giving it all to her, and then she'll walk and then she'll disappear. This is how many times the Divine Mother appeared before Agartala Ma in her childhood state. And that's how she grew up, in the company of the Mother Kali, in the company of the Divine Mother who came to her from time to time. And obviously a day came when she gradually grew into a very, very exalted yogini, practicing yoga not by herself, but great yogis of the Himalayas and ascended masters would come to her and take her through all those most impossible yogic feats happening to her own body without any of her personal efforts for it. This is Agartala Ma. For today, this much is enough. And this much is enough because I am trying to give all of you a kind of a hint. What is the reason that in India, from time immemorial, why did you find India gave birth to, not India, Bharat. India gave birth to hundreds of thousands of Agartala's Ma's, saints and sages, exalted ones, masters, teachers, incarnations after incarnations, and a wonderful lineage of teacher and student, teacher and student, teacher and student, bringing down the wisdom of the ageless masters even till today. But what I am trying to convey to each one of you, which you must allow your consciousness to impregnate those things into your subconscious mind, and that is, it is not just knowledge by which you can have the divine vision. It is not just by knowing from all the scriptures. It's not just knowing things intellectually that you can attain to a state of your divine potentials. Divine potentials can manifest provided you are using all the knowledge to finally reach to the point of your heart. They should fall from the head to the heart. And they should fall in love with your divine self that is in your heart. It is just 18 inches longest travel in the world. It's called the 18 inches, the longest journey that any one of us can ever take from head to heart. And my humble submission for you today, if I have learned anything from Agartala Ma, the Holy Mother, then the Holy Mother taught me it is not your knowledge that you acquire from outside that's going to help you. It is your practice, your tears, your devotion, your deepest emotion that has to be channeled in such a manner that you must completely get absorbed into what you really want to attain in life. If you want to be a millionaire, then just put all 100% efforts into becoming a millionaire. Don't put your head here and there, because until unless you become a millionaire, and then until unless you become a billionaire, you do not know what's the experience of it. Should you continue further, or should you leave it at that because you have become sufficiently rich to now feel the pinch of richness, the pain of richness, the pain of the wealth, the pain of the external world's possessions and ownership, with what cost we get it and what cost we sustain it? Then obviously you will come to the question, which is a deeper question. You come to your heart. So Agartala Ma taught me and taught all of us a very simple thing, that you don't need tons of knowledge from the universities and books after books after books to be finished. What is needed is your deepest willingness, which at the same time has to happen through the channel of your heart. Your heart center has to finally blossom. From the survival chakras of the 3 chakras in the bottom up to the navel, it is the sustenance of this world. It is fine. All the millions will work within these 3 survival chakras. But for those who have come ready with some extra sanskaras from the previous births to fathom deeper into spiritual reality, they will not be happy with these 3 chakras up to the navel point from the base of the spine. But then they will try to move farther up and come to the heart chakra. And this is where any person on earth would start to feel a deep longing and a deep passion to feel the truth, and that is nothing but divine self within us, which has to manifest. This divine self within us will manifest the moment we are able to rise above our survival mode of existential reality. This is it. So I hope this part is enough for what Agartala Ma came to basically embody and teach me and teach all of us.